Hi everyone, I thought I would come back with this picture and show you how I am going to colour the hair. I know hair is another thing. This is from Nightingales 2 by Wheeshan Ong. I know hair is another area that people find quite tricky. Let's have a look at this. This lady doesn't have any hair. She's only got those purpley, well, she's got purple hair, but I'll show you. This lady, I made her quite blonde, and I used the darker markings to help me do it lighter in some areas and darker in others. It's quite pale. Now this lady, I did brown hair and I wasn't so happy with hers. I tried to make it darker in here where there's shadows and lighter, and tried to put some lines on it because lines are drawn on it to show the strands. Didn't work out that well, so I'm hoping I can do better on this one and work with you on it. So let's come in a little closer. We can't come in quite as close because her hair's quite big. Now I decided that I'd quite like her to have pale hair, like blonde, you know, yellowy blonde. So I'm going to start with a very pale colour, if I can get it out of my pencil case. Now this is the eggshell, and as I did with the skin, when I did a base colour, I'm going to do the same thing with the hair. So I'm going to colour over the whole of it in this very pale eggshell colour, and then pick out the areas I want to be a little bit darker with a few other colours. I haven't got blonde hair. My hair is, well, my hair, although I actually, when I first had my hair dyed, I was told it was blonde, but I've always thought it was dark brown, so I was a bit confused. But it's a dark brown with grey. But this lovely lady, she's not going to have any grey. I mean, I think I don't mind grey hair. I think it can look really beautiful, and I know that actually dyeing your hair grey is quite fashionable now in young people, which is quite interesting because I think once they start getting lots of grey hair, they probably won't want to remain grey. But anyway, we'll ignore that and we'll do her nice blonde hair. Now if you look at her, the way she's drawn, you can see that there are bits here which are gaps, and same here. You can see it more in this curl here. Let's look at this. It's a lot darker here and here with a light bit here, and that's how I always try and do my hair, so that we've got the light shining in certain areas because of the way the hair is sort of curled, or yeah, it's curled. Now I have curly hair, so I know about curls. This lady hasn't got naturally curly hair. She's got a perm, I would say, because in my experience, all naturally curly hair is frizzy, and all unfrizzy curly hair is a perm, I think. I've never experienced natural curls without frizz. Maybe you can prove me wrong, but my hair is always very, very frizzy, and it's a bit less frizzy at the moment because it's all falling out and patchy due to menopause. So there's less frizz, there's less volume. But I've never been able to grow my hair beyond a sort of shoulder length. I've always wanted it longer. I've not even been able to get it as long as hers is, because although it is longer than that, if I pull it down, you know, the curls, it bounces back up. Yeah, now I'm going to go darker, and then we're going to go back lighter again after. So we're going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to use the light umber. So mine's quite short because it's my gold colour, but it's also quite blunt. I think I might be okay. I'm going to start up here. I think these are easier because it's very much marked. So I'm going to try and start doing a few sort of strokes so we can sort of start to see that there is, you know, individual strands of hair. Some of it is drawn on. We're going to leave this bit yellow. Okay. Like that, and, you know, really emphasize in those areas that are marked as darker. Now on this one, like on the face, I was trying to hide the grey markings underneath because I find that they can look a little odd. On the hair, not so worried, because it could be black. There could be black strands in the hair, you know, that would be very normal. Hair doesn't normally just have one colour in it. Interestingly, the first time I ever drew hair, little story for you, I was in my school art class and we had to sit opposite someone and paint them. Oh, so hard. Any of you who can't draw like me would know immediately how intimidating that idea was. And not only was it that you were drawing someone else, they would then have to look at the picture, which was difficult. Now I had someone sitting opposite me who was quite a nice girl, luckily, but she had quite a round face. She didn't have a pointy chin like this lady. It was quite a flat, squarish, I suppose, almost. And so when I painted her, her face looked really big and not very flattering. But her hair, now she had gingery hair, I guess, and she had loads and loads of different colours in her hair, you know, sort of reddish colours and browns and blonde, you know, yellows. And I actually really enjoyed doing her hair, and I found it much easier than the rest, because what I didn't do is I didn't properly copy what I was seeing, because I didn't really understand about that. I just spent ages just putting lots of different colours in the hair and having lots of fun, and trying to procrastinate doing the face, which was so difficult to do. Now I think here would be a little bit lighter, so I'm just going to start to fade this down here. And here I'm going to come up from here and sort of leave that bit, and I can see there's less dark markings there anyway. I'm going to do the same on this side, so come up from here a little bit more here. Now because we've done this sort of undercoat of colour, it doesn't matter if you miss bits out, because we've got the colour underneath, and I think it looks quite fine. Now here, down here we haven't got so many markings, so it's a little bit more confusing, but what I would tend to do is make it darker at the edge, leave that bit. Now here we've got a bit of an overlap, so I'm going to make that darker in there where it's sort of overlapping. This is sticking up, can you see? So that's going to catch the light, so we can make it a bit darker down here and down here, and then leave that bit lighter, whereas that bit is sort of underneath. But I'm still doing my sort of liney movement for want of a better word, to try and imitate the strands. Now in here it's going to be quite dark where the head and neck are shadowing, and this bit's further back, so we'll put a few more layers down here in there. I'm going to do the tips quite dark, down here, that bit's behind. I probably should sharpen this pencil, but I'm not. Okay, and then on this side I am going to sharpen the pencil, just bear with me. There we go. That's better, look. So the dowel is very, very good at sharpening Prismas. Now I have got the Prismacolor sharpener, which is this one. And it's a sort of barrel sharpener. It's dusty because I haven't been using it. And it's got two holes, so you can do a flat end, no, a shorter end or a longer end, I think. But I don't find it any good really. It's okay, but it's no better than a regular sharpener, like say the Staedtler or something. But the dowel is much better. Now I've been told that it's because it sort of compacts the pencil, it sort of pushes it like that, and that helps any leads that are broken or whatever to sort of meld together and helps prevent breakages. I don't know if that's true, but I do find that it breaks less. So this bit is behind, so doing that a little bit darker. I'm gonna come up there. I'm trying to follow the lines that are drawn in, so I think this bit here is a bit dark and a bit behind, and then of course here against the cheek it's going to be a bit darker. So so anyway, the dowel is definitely, or I think any hand crank sharpener would probably work, but I think the dowel is liked because it's not too expensive. It's certainly massively cheaper than the Derwent equivalent, which I find equally as good, and therefore not necessary to pay that much money. Right, we have now got, you could stop here if you want to, but I'm not. I'm going to go on a little more. I'm going to grab a more yellowy colour. I like this sand colour. I think it's going to warm up her hair a bit. I'm going to sharpen it, so bear with me. I try not to talk over the sharpening because it's a bit loud. So what are we going to do with this? Well, I think we'll just warm up. We might just go over what we've done already. I'm not going to go into the spaces that I've left. I'm just going to go over the top of the darker areas that I've drawn in already. And I feel like that is brightening it a bit. You may not be able to see it that well, but I think her hair is pretty. Imagine rolling your hair up like that. So beautiful. But as I say, I just can't grow my hair that long. And I watched this, it reminds me of when I was young, I watched the Guinness World Records TV show. I don't know if it's something all of you would have got, but in the UK we used to have it on. I'm just following what I've done before, so I'm just going over the darker bits. And they had the world record longest hair. And there was a lady with blonde hair, and it was so long, she sort of unplaited and tied it and revealed it all, and it was, dragging on the floor sort of thing. And he sort of said to her, whether it was Norris McWhirter or the other chappie, Roy Castle, that was right. Bring back memories for those of you who used to watch it. And probably showing my age, but never mind. Asked her how long she'd grown it for, and she said 3 years. 3 years, and she had world record length hair. And they had another lady in the studio who had very dark hair. I can't remember what nationality she was, but her skin was dark. She may have been, she was black. She may have been Indian, I think. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. Didn't pay that much attention. And she said she'd been growing her hair her whole life, and it was about as long as the lady in this picture. So I think that there is something about hair that some types will grow more quickly and easily than others. This is dark umber. It's very, very dark, and I'm going to put in a few hints of this within the hair, and then I'm going to be done. So starting at the top, in these little gaps where there's some overlap, there's going to be quite a bit of shadow. So I'm going to put some in here. So more on the bottom than the top, but that's the top, but there's an overlapping bit there. Now you might think I'm just being overly fussy. You might not want to bother with this. It's completely up to you. I do think her hair is looking quite a pretty colour without this, but I'm just showing you a few extra bits that you can do really in case you want to add to it a little bit more. Now I'm not sure on the sculpt. I think I'm going to leave it pale. I think it possibly would be, but I'm going to do a bit here where there'll be a bit of shadow underneath this sort of twists of hair on the top. I'm going to add a bit there. Now I'm going to put just a bit on the edges, I think, here, and then in here to emphasize that darker area a little bit here. Oh, if you want some more hair tutorial, I'm pretty sure that Inez Witherspoon has done one on her Facebook page. She doesn't do YouTube. I did suggest to her she did YouTube, but she doesn't want to get bogged down with too many different places to post, which is fair. Although if she did YouTube, she might be able to monetize, but I don't, perhaps she's just not interested in that, I don't know. But anyway, on her Facebook group, which is open to anyone to join, I think you have to apply to join. But Inez, I-N-E-S Witherspoon, she does some hair, skin tutorials and things, very good. I haven't copied or followed along any of them, but I've watched a few bits and seen what sort of colours she uses and things like that. So as I was saying yesterday, you know, I was sort of influenced by different people with the skin tone. For her, for the hair, I picked up a few hints from her for that, so it might be worth going along to have a little look at what she's been up to. She doesn't always do tutorials, but she'll show a picture and say what colour she's used, which is always quite useful, I think. I'm just being a fussy person, doing a few fussy bits. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of this picture. I haven't thought about it. I haven't even really looked at it yet. I like to sort of match things up, but at the moment we haven't really got anything to match up with. So I'm not sure. I will probably not fuss with her hair anymore, but there she is. I'm quite happy with her now. Although actually I am going to do, I've picked up that dark colour again along here. So I just lied, I am going to fuss with her hair some more. What have we got? We've got this flower. It looks a bit like a poppy to me. It's particularly these. And it's sort of like this poppy seeds are coming out. So I might do that in red like a poppy. We do have a poppy red, don't we, in this set. So I might do that. Yeah, I think I might do some reds, but these look more like leaves than petals, but I'll probably colour them in red. Maybe do the bottom ones in green as if they're encasing the, but they all look the same, don't they? That one's tricky because it's joined to the stem. Not sure. And then this bit is greenery, not sure. And I'll do her dress in a colour that just sort of matches it all, really. So I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to end it there and leave it. But I hope that was useful for you. I want my hair that colour. Can I have my brown hair that colour? Don't think so. Anyway, she's not got a touch of grey in her hair. It must be out of a bottle. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a really super day and happy colouring.